say that nature's balance demands the survival of the fittest. But what happens when creatures defy this rule, proving resilience against the odds? From ancient species thriving in hidden corners to elusive animals reappearing in remote footage, here are 30 animals believed to be extinct, caught alive on camera. This researcher and a local are out in the middle of the forest looking for the black-naped pheasant pigeon. Despite most research stating that the animal was already extinct, this researcher refused to give up. Thankfully, he didn't, or we won't be able to witness this heartwarming and exciting scene.
Doka? Doka? Doka?
The black-naped pheasant pigeon was thought to be extinct because it hadn't been seen for nearly 140 years. Its remote habitat, the dense forests of Papua New Guinea, made it difficult to study. Deforestation and hunting also contributed to its disappearance from scientific records. This explains the overwhelming emotions felt by the researchers in this clip.
Man! My legs are shivering. I can't believe it.
The pair can be seen celebrating their success as the video ends. A pterosaur is an extinct flying reptile that lived during the Mesozoic era. It had wings made of skin, muscle, and membrane, not feathers. Most, if not all, experts believe that this reptile is already extinct. But what if this wasn't the case at all? As seen in the terrifying video, the person recording manages to hold the camera steady despite the frightening and exciting encounter. The validity of the video is still debated, but keep watching and let us know what you think. What would you do if you saw this flying outside your home? The Paezoporus occidentalis, or night parrot, was considered extinct for over a century because it was rarely seen and had no confirmed sightings between 1912 and 1979. Its secretive and nocturnal nature made it hard for scientists. So, did they ever discover this bird again? Watch and find out. Fortunately, in 2015, Dr. Steve Murphy, an Australian ornithologist, played a key role in confirming the rediscovery of the night parrot. Using camera traps and audio recordings, his research provided concrete evidence that this elusive bird still existed, as seen in this amazing footage.
I think so. I think it's going, yeah.
If it hadn't been for Dr. Murphy and his team, we wouldn't have been able to witness this majestic bird again. The mega-child Pluto, or Wallace's giant bee, was considered extinct because it hadn't been seen for nearly 38 years after its last recorded sighting in 1981. Little did this wildlife explorer know that a trip to Indonesia would lead to this shocking video.
Pluto, the world's largest bee, and something I've dreamed of seeing for about 9 years. We've been searching for 4 days now in the North Moluccas.
In 2019, entomologist Eli Wyman and photographer Clay Bolt led a team deep into Indonesia's North Maluku Islands. Inside a termite nest, they spotted something incredible: a live female Wallace's giant bee. Maybe this is enough proof of its existence.
Stumbled across this nest and found the perfect nest entrance and waited, and here's our prize.
Thanks to their efforts, it's safe to say that this bee will keep buzzing on for years to come. Most people would make sure to stay away from sharks as much as possible. Their sharp teeth and large size are enough to send chills down anybody's spine. Thankfully, these divers are brave enough to do this. Greenland shark sightings are extremely rare due to their deep-sea habitat, slow movement, and preference for cold, Arctic waters. Scientists always believed they existed, but their elusive nature and deep-water lifestyle made encounters uncommon, until now. Imagine what ran through these divers' minds after seeing a once-in-a-lifetime sight. Dragons, as depicted in myths, were never real, but some people believe they existed due to ancient discoveries of large fossils, misidentified dinosaur bones, or exaggerated accounts of real animals. One thing's for sure, though. This dragon is as real as it can get.
When you think of endangered Australian wildlife, you probably think of things like koalas or maybe Tasmanian devils. But what if I told you that Australia is home to
the Victorian grassland? Erlis dragon was thought to be extinct for over 50 years until its rediscovery in 2023. Scientists and conservationists were shocked and thrilled, as its survival offered hope for preserving critically endangered species.
reptile on the planet, a species of dragon lizard so endangered that many people thought it was extinct and it was last seen 50 years ago, until very...
The excitement of the guy is enough to show how precious these animals really are. A determined researcher braves the dense, untamed jungles of Madagascar, driven by the hope of uncovering something extraordinary. What they stumble upon, however, defies all expectations. An astonishing discovery that will leave the world in awe.
He first found a female. Females of the species have never been seen before. When stressed, they show a beautiful black-white pattern and 2 to 3 red dots.
The Volskov's chameleon from Madagascar was thought to be extinct because it hadn't been seen for over 100 years, likely due to its remote habitat and short lifespan. Its elusiveness is almost magical, not to mention its amazing colors.
Along their flanks.
The Volskov's chameleon's return proves nature still holds mysteries beyond our imagination. The Tasmanian tiger was a remarkable animal, known as the largest carnivorous marsupial of modern times, possessing a unique blend of characteristics. It also had a striking appearance that made it truly exceptional as seen in this clip. The Tasmanian tiger went extinct because of a mix of reasons. Humans hunting it too much, its habitat being destroyed, and competition with animals like dogs. Farmers also saw it as a threat to their livestock and hunted it relentlessly. By the early 1900s, the beautiful species was gone. The Tasmanian tiger's extinction reminds us how fragile nature's wonders truly are. These teenagers decide that it would be a good idea to hang out at the park during the weekend. The teenagers hang out by the lake, when out of nowhere, they see something extremely shocking.
That boat's gonna hit it. Probably get air.
The Loch Ness Monster, often called Nessie, is a legendary creature said to inhabit Scotland's Loch Ness. Sightings are typically misidentifications of large animals, floating debris, or natural phenomena like waves or logs. Many believe it's a myth, but this clip shows otherwise.
Good shot right there, Tyson.
Could the Loch Ness Monster really exist? This sighting might just prove it. What started as a routine ocean floor survey took an incredible turn when researchers dropped a camera. The footage it captured was beyond anything they could have imagined. An amazing discovery that left the team stunned and in disbelief. The frilled shark is a species that dates back around 80 million years, making it one of the most ancient surviving shark species. It has a unique, eel-like body and frilled gills, resembling sharks from the Cretaceous period. Its rarity and deep-sea habitat contribute to its mysterious reputation. The frilled shark's rare appearance reminds us that ancient mysteries still lurk beneath the waves. The company Fauna and Flora International and its partners set out on an adventure in one of the most remote islands in Indonesia. They decide to set up cameras all over the island's jungle, capturing this shocking and thrilling video. The Waigo brush turkey was thought to be extinct because it hadn't been spotted for over a century, leading scientists to believe it had vanished. It differs from other birds due to its unique nesting behavior. The uniqueness of its looks is showcased in this clip. The Waigo brush turkey's return challenges what we thought we knew about extinction. After 3 years of searching, a team of photographers and researchers ventured into a pristine cloud forest in the northwest. As they moved through the dense foliage, they stumbled upon something that took their breath away. An unexpected, incredible sight.
One of the most biodiverse cloud forests in the world for amphibians and reptiles.
So this is the Pinocchio lizard.
Yeah, this is the Pinocchio lizard. Just the males have this
The Pinocchio lizard is incredibly rare and elusive, primarily found in the cloud forests of Ecuador. It is known for its distinct, long, upturned nose. Due to its remote habitat and cryptic behavior, it is rarely seen by researchers or the public as seen in this video.
appendix in the face, probably for sexual selection, to finding females, and also to doing this display to defending the...
After years of searching, the Pinocchio lizard reminds us that some wonders remain hidden. Melanistic servals were once thought to be extremely rare, possibly non-existent, due to their elusive nature and lack of documented sightings. Their dark fur, caused by a genetic mutation, helps them blend into dense vegetation, making them harder to spot compared to their spotted counterparts. Sightings of melanistic servals are rare, mostly occurring in remote parts of Africa. If you encounter one, observe from a distance without disturbing it. Avoid loud noises or sudden movements, and never attempt to approach or feed the animal, as it is a wild predator. A glimpse of a melanistic serval is a rare privilege, nature's stealth and beauty combined. A critically endangered mammal, believed extinct in Australia since the last ice age, may still be out there. A long-beaked echidna was found in 1901, and Aboriginal communities have reported sightings since. But recent findings hint at something even more astonishing.
As far as we're aware, with these JR, who is this guy here, and his partner Sheila, who's in another exhibit, are the only pair in captivity.
Long-beaked echidnas are extremely rare and elusive, found only in remote forests of New Guinea. Their nocturnal, burrowing lifestyle and preference for dense habitats make sightings incredibly difficult. Some species, like Attenborough's long-beaked echidna, were thought extinct until rare evidence suggested otherwise.
activity, particularly in the southern hemisphere at least. They've been with us for quite a while, and because they're strictly nocturnal, they don't only really come out at sun.
The long-beaked echidna still roams, and it's a living link to an ancient past. This expedition group sets out for New Caledonia to observe the famously thick vegetation of its jungles and the beauty of its wildlife. But as they explored the dense forests, they came across something that left them completely astonished.
But in 1883, Boulanger classified it in the genus Rhacodactylus. For more than a century, the species was no longer spotted, and Bauer...
The crested gecko was thought to be extinct until it was rediscovered in 1994. In the wild, it's still pretty rare, only found in New Caledonia. But because it's such a popular pet, it does really well in captivity, and its striking features help too.
Bauer and Sadlier labeled it as probably extinct. Coryllophus ciliatus was only known from 16 specimens which were found on Grande Terre.
The rediscovery of the crested gecko proves that even the rarest creatures can surprise us when we least expect it. In 1918, a supply ship's emergency docking on Lord Howe Island triggered an ecological disaster. Rats wiped out the island's native insects, including the Lord Howe Island stick insect, declared extinct by 1930. But in 2001, researchers made a surprising find on a volcanic rock formation, something no one expected. The insects had somehow survived the ecological disaster, hidden from human reach for decades. Their rediscovery was a thrilling surprise for conservationists and a remarkable example of resilience. How these animals look is also shocking. The recovery of the Lord Howe Island stick insect is a testament to nature's resilience and the power of conservation efforts. The Bermuda petrel, thought to be extinct since 1620, was rediscovered in 1951 after 330 years, earning it the Lazarus species title. But it wasn't until Bermuda's Department of Environment and Natural Resources managed to capture rare footage of these birds that the real magic happened. This on-camera pair has been together since 2009, using the same burrow each year and successfully fledging for the last 4 years. They only visit and court at night during nesting season, leaving for the sea during the day. The pair returned to the island in early November to court and mate, disappearing again in December. Guam rails, once thriving in the dense forests of Guam, were driven to extinction in the wild by invasive species and habitat loss. While exploring the forest, a wildlife enthusiast recorded something unexpected, an encounter that left them wondering if they had just witnessed a rare glimpse of something truly remarkable. The Guam rail is an extremely rare flightless bird native to Guam, with dark brown and gray plumage and white underparts. Once abundant on the island, it nears extinction due to invasive species. In the forest, its unique coloring catches the eye, almost camouflaged, yet unforgettable. Could the Guam rail have truly survived in the wild? This rare sighting offers a glimmer of hope. Most people haven't heard of this small, venomous snake from South Africa, known for its striking patterns and unique features. Once thought extinct after nearly a decade without sightings, scientists have just uncovered something that could change everything. A team of herpetologists just made an incredible discovery. 4 of the rarest snakes, all alive and doing well. After a week of searching through bushes, lifting rocks and checking holes, Michael Adams finally spotted a 6-inch long female crossing the road, marking the discovery of a lifetime. The discovery of these rare, venomous snakes challenges everything we thought we knew about their survival. For nearly 30 years, this frog remained unseen in the wild, presumed extinct. That changes when Luke Pierce notices something unusual in a southern tableland stream. Teaming up with Dr. David Hunter, he soon discovers a remarkable site stretching across 4 kilometers. Their numbers plummeted in the 1970s, and they seemed to vanish. But after they were found again, a few tadpoles were brought to Taronga Zoo in Sydney. The goal? A long-term breeding program to help bring them back to parts of their old habitat in New South Wales.
Sensational, boss.
Thought to be gone forever, this elusive frog's return sparks new hope for conservation and future generations. Get ready for an unbelievable sight. This bird was lost for 140 years, but here it is, alive and moving. Meet the black-naped pheasant pigeon, a critically endangered ground dweller from Ferguson Island. With dark feathers, a black nape, and a long tail, it was rediscovered in 2022, right where this footage was taken. Imagine being the photographer at this moment, seeing and capturing this bird after more than a century. That's not just exciting. It's a huge win for conservation and discovery. In this next clip, we're lucky to spot something moving through the dry Chaco landscape. Tough, sturdy, and built for the harsh terrain, these pig-like mammals roam Paraguay, Bolivia, and Argentina, perfectly adapted to a world few creatures can endure. Watch. They roam the dry, thorny forests and sparse landscapes, feeding on cacti, fruits, and sometimes small animals. Once thought extinct and known only from fossils, these creatures reappear in 1975, proving that some species are harder to erase than others. It's sad to say that the Chacoan peccaries are still classified as endangered due to their habitat being destroyed and excessive hunting. Look at these energetic creatures darting across the grass. With their sleek bodies and distinct black markings, they move swiftly, hunting in the shadows. These small nocturnal carnivores are essential to their ecosystem, as seen in this clip, where they demonstrate their hunting prowess. Thanks to the National Black-Footed Ferret Conservation Center, the first successful clone of an endangered U.S. species is brought to life. This groundbreaking achievement marks a major step forward in preserving these elusive creatures, as seen in the remarkable efforts shown in this clip. These ferrets faced near extinction in the 1980s due to reasons like habitat loss and disease. But captive breeding and reintroduction efforts have helped stabilize their populations. In this next clip, a remarkable creature emerges from the shadows, its spiny body perfectly blending with the branches around it. Once thought extinct, the Lord Howe Island stick insect slowly moves, offering a rare glimpse of hope for conservation efforts.
And we found them alive on the island. I got a pair in 2003, and I've been breeding them ever since.
The Lord Howe Island stick insect, also known as the tree lobster, is a large flightless insect native to Lord Howe Island in the Tasman Sea. The species was rediscovered in 2001, decades after rats caused its presumed extinction.
6 to 9 months and turn into these. So you can see the little green one here, and they're about 18 to 20 millimeters when they hatch, and then as they get old.
Even though these endangered species are insects, they are still living creatures and should be protected like any other animal. Witness a rare and unusual footage of a young greater bilby, with bridled nail-tail wallabies behind it. Both species are considered to be endangered. This footage is being captured at Scotia Wildlife Sanctuary in outback New South Wales, Australia. The small animal is called a greater bilby, which is a nocturnal, burrowing marsupial native to Australia, endangered to do predation. The animals in the background are called nail-tail wallabies, members of a macropod family that includes kangaroos.
They stay still for long, do they?
No.
It's amazing to capture footage of not only one, but two endangered marsupials in a wildlife sanctuary. In this next video, a team led by anthropologist Sharon Gusky-Doyen discovers a group of primates that hadn't been seen alive in over 85 years, marking an exciting breakthrough for both research and conservation. They rediscover the pygmy tarsiers, one of the smallest primates, native to the Philippines, furry and gremlin-looking creatures, weighing less than 2 ounces, which has not been observed since they were collected at a museum in 1921. The Philippines has been taking important steps in preserving the pygmy tarsiers through national parks and wildlife reserves, but still, deforestation and illegal poaching continue to threaten the species. This next endangered species will hurt you with cuteness. A wildlife recorder captures a film of a Monito del Monte, also known as the little monkey of the mountain. It's a small marsupial native to the rainforests of Chile and Argentina. These small creatures are one of the few surviving members of the order Microbiotheria, and are sometimes referred to as living fossils. They are omnivorous, primarily feeding on insects, fruits, and small plants, playing a role in seed dispersal. Their conservation status is near threatened because of habitat loss through deforestation and climate change. Trail cameras have been used to capture footage of animals, but in this case, we see the rare and endangered eastern quoll sneaking through the night. These carnivorous marsupials are known for their distinctive spotted fur and their role as a top predator in their ecosystem. Native to Australia, the eastern quoll feeds on small animals, insects, birds, and eggs. They are opportunistic hunters and scavengers. They are nocturnal and solitary, spending most of their day in burrows and emerge at night to hunt any poor prey they see. These species are currently endangered, however. They remain more stable in Tasmania, where conservation efforts are helping to protect its population. Aside from the endangered species on land, there are some of those in the sea also. What we're seeing is the Tanzanian coelacanths. These wonderful fish were once thought to be extinct for 66 million years, until it was rediscovered off the coast of Africa in 1938. These are some of the most famous living fossils found in deep volcanic waters. They feed on smaller fish, cephalopods, and crustaceans. It's a miracle to have footage of this species of fish, as they are rarely seen but can live for decades. The coelacanth population is being monitored, and destructive fishing practices have been limited to protect marine ecosystems where they live. Rare footage of an endangered animal is captured near the Kong Lor Caves, Kham Muan province in Laos. The Kanyu, also known as the Laotian rock rat, is a lesser-known primate species native to the forest of Southeast Asia. These small but capable creatures are herbivores, spending most of their time in trees and living in small social groups. They are critically endangered due to hunting, habitat loss, and forest fragmentation, threatening their survival in Southeast Asia. Under the constant danger from deforestation and human encroachment, we hope for the species' survival.